The elevator dinged open at the Broadline Marketing Insights office on Broad Street. Fluorescent lights hummed overhead as Ifeoma Chikere stepped out, her worn black flats tapping softly against polished tiles. She held her old leather bag close, the Nagod keychain swinging gently. Around her, the office buzzed with energy. Heels clacked, laughter spilled from glass meeting rooms, and perfume mingled with the scent of instant coffee. A neon wall sign glowed near the reception desk. "Think bold, deliver brilliance." The place looked like a magazine spread, all chrome finishes and curated succulents. And then there was Ife. In a faded Ankara skirt and a plain blouse, she moved quietly toward her desk, tucked near the back, close to the window overlooking Marina. Her natural hair was pulled into a simple bun. Her only adornment was a slim bracelet with her mother's name engraved on it. No one greeted her. That was normal. She opened her laptop, aligning her pens with clinical precision. She reached into her bag and pulled out her lunch. Jollof rice, packed in an old sour cream container, and tucked it into the bottom drawer. Her flask sat beside the monitor, navy blue, with the words, "Be slow to speak, quick to think. A gift from Cola." The silence was comforting, until it wasn't. A yellow sticky note clung to her monitor. It read, "Try smiling. It might help." Signed in a flourish, Bibi. Ife's lips pressed into a line. Her hands trembled briefly as she crumpled the note and dropped it in the bin. From across the room came the sound of manicured nails on a phone screen and a loud voice. "Imagine buying your shoes from Yaba Market. I'd rather go barefoot." Laughter followed. Bibi again, and Chuka, and Didi. Ife kept her head down. But even silence has a breaking point. By mid-morning, the air inside Broadline Marketing felt thicker, charged, like the moment before a Lagos thunderstorm. Ifeoma felt it creeping under her skin. Laughter echoed sharper. Whispers quickened. The cruelty wasn't just passive anymore. It was coordinated. She focused on her screen, pouring herself into numbers and patterns. Her report on an FMCG client's product launch was unfolding like poetry. Every click, every chart a quiet rebellion. She loved this part, where logic reigned, where she didn't have to defend herself. Then came the voices. "So, if I had to wear the same outfit twice in 1 week, I'd just work from home," Bibi declared dramatically by the coffee bar. "You know she still uses a Nokia backup phone, right?" Chuka added, not even whispering. Didi laughed as she scrolled her TikTok. "There's vintage, and then there's poverty aesthetic." Ifeoma didn't flinch. She had worn the same skirt Tuesday. Her only backup phone really was a Nokia, charged all weekend in case NEPA struck again. She bit the inside of her cheek and resumed typing. Then came the one that stung. "I saw someone eating moi moi with a spoon from a paint cup yesterday. It had Ajagunle vibes." Didi smirked. Ifeoma paused. She had eaten moi moi yesterday, in an old ice cream container, because it held heat well. But she didn't look up. Their laughter swirled around her desk like smoke. She told herself she was imagining it, that it wasn't about her. Then Chuka's voice rang louder. "Oi, Ifeoma, did you bus it today, or did your billionaire sugar daddy drop you?" Bibi joined in, singing, "She dey date Microsoft Excel, na spreadsheet be her boo." That time she looked up, calmly, slowly. And when her eyes met theirs, she didn't glare. She smiled, a tired, patient smile, the kind that scared bullies more than rage. Then she turned back to her screen. But deep in her chest, something shifted. A storm was coming. Friday came like a dark cloud over Lagos Island. From her desk, Ifeoma watched the rain smear against the glass. She liked days like this. Grey, quiet, introspective. But the office wasn't quiet. Not today. In the open space, Bibi was louder than usual, scrolling through her phone while leaning on Didi's desk. Wait, look at this TikTok. It's giving major Ife energy. Same sad Jollof and church auntie vibes. Didi howled with laughter. Oh my God, it's true. Just add that her flask and call it Broke Girl Starter Pack. Chuka joined in. Next episode, budgeting your lunch with N500 and Taz. Ifeoma didn't react, but her chest felt tight. Her eyes burned, not from tears, but from the pressure of holding it all in. She stared into a spreadsheet, blinking rapidly. That's when it happened. Thwack. A cold, sticky splash hit her arm and chest. Her blouse clung to her skin. A stream of red liquid dripped onto her keyboard, spreading across her open report. A can of Coke rolled off the desk. She froze. Across from her, Bibi stood, hand half raised, eyes glinting. Oops, she said sweetly. Looks like someone needed a little refreshment. Laughter. Again. Phones came out. Didi recorded, gleeful. Say hi to your fans, Ife. Let's make you famous. Ifeoma stood slowly, her face unreadable. Her mug, a gift from her mother that read, Still I Rise, toppled and cracked on the floor. The handle broke clean off. No one moved. Not the HR intern. Not the team lead. Not even the CEO's assistant across the room. Silence protected the guilty. Then Chuka kicked her chair gently, spinning it. Lighten up, nah. It's just a joke. Ifeoma bent down, picked up the broken mug handle, set it gently on her desk. Then she looked up at Bibi. You think I don't belong here? She asked softly. Bibi smirked. You said it, not me. I think you're right. And with that, Ifeoma turned and walked out of the office, through glass doors past silent onlookers, into the rain. No one saw the black Range Rover waiting by the corner, or the man inside it. Waiting, Ifeoma stepped into the rain, her blouse soaked, eyes unfocused. Her chest rose and fell in shallow breaths. Around the corner of the building, the Range Rover's back door opened. Kola Badaiki stepped out, his charcoal kaftan speckled with rain, his eyes dark and steady. He didn't say a word, just opened the passenger door. She slipped in without a sound. Inside the SUV, warmth wrapped around her like a blanket. The scent of leather and lavender filled the cabin. He handed her a crisp, monogrammed handkerchief. Again? He asked softly. Ifeoma nodded, squeezing water from her sleeve. I told you this wasn't strength anymore, Kola said, voice low. It's cruelty. She looked out the window. The high-rises blurred by raindrops felt cold and far away. I just wanted to build something for myself, she murmured, to be respected, without your name hanging over me. Kola's jaw clenched. And you've done that, more than anyone in that office ever could. Her voice cracked. They want me to quit. Then they've made a terrible mistake. She turned to him. I don't want you to fix it. I wasn't going to, he said, holding up his phone. Not unless you asked, but I've already run the numbers. Broadline is owned by a hedge fund I can swallow in 2 calls. She reached over and gently lowered his hand. I don't need a rescue, Kola. I just need you beside me. Let me decide what happens next. He studied her, then nodded. Okay. No acquisitions. Not yet. The car pulled into Lakeside Villa, their serene home in Lekki Phase 1. Inside, she changed into dry clothes, wrapped herself in a throw, and stared at the broken mug handle she'd tucked in her bag. "This broke today," she whispered, "but I think something else started to grow." He stood in the doorway watching her, quiet. "Come back Monday," he said, not as the woman they ignored, but as the one they'll never forget. Ifeoma turned toward him. "No," she said, "I'll go back alone." And in that silence, something strong took root. The sun broke through clouds over Lagos Island, golden light spilling between buildings like a quiet blessing. Broadline's office buzzed with its usual Monday chaos: coffee orders, gossip, fake greetings. Bisola Bibi Adebayo was already perched on her desk in a teal suit, scrolling through her feed. Chukanwachukwu, still bragging about his weekend in Banana Island, chuckled at his own tweets. Adaora Didi Onwuzuruike filmed her reflection at the coffee bar. None of them noticed when the glass doors swung open, until the click of short, pointed heels echoed through the lobby. Ifeoma walked in, shoulders back, chin up, clad in a crisp black blazer, fitted trousers, and small gold hoops that glinted in the light. Her natural hair was swept into a sleek bun. No lunchbox, no thrift store bag. Just purpose. Sam, the receptionist, blinked. "Good morning, Miss Ifeoma." She met his eyes. "Morning, Sam." As she reached her desk, the air shifted. Didi nudged Chuka. "She showed up?" Bibi narrowed her eyes, cautious now. Ifeoma turned on her computer. One unread email. Subject: HR investigation. Immediate staff action required. She opened it, smiled slightly. Moments later, Bibi's screen lit up, then Chuka's, then Didi's. Their laughter faded. Didi spilled her coffee, knocking her ring light off the table. Chuka leaned back in his chair, fake calm. Bibi clicked her mouse furiously. Ifeoma stood. "Is there an issue?" she asked evenly. "What did you do?" Bibi snapped. "I submitted the video," Ifeoma replied, "and the one Didi recorded." "You can't," Didi stammered. "I did," she cut in, "and now HR is involved." Chuka tried to laugh it off. "It was just jokes. You recorded me, mocked me, threw coke at me. You humiliated me in public. I was going to let it go. But not anymore." Then came the second alert. Subject: structural changes, majority shareholder action. Gasps rippled across the office. The CEO's door opened and slammed. Assistants scrambled. Bibi's lips parted. "No." Ifeoma tilted her head. "Pierce Holdings, as in Kola Badaeki. My husband. The one you called imaginary. You married a billionaire?" Didi's voice cracked. "I wanted to build my name without his shadow. You didn't give me the chance." Then came a new voice from the entrance. "What's crazy," Kola said calmly, stepping into the room, "is that any of you thought she was the weakest person here." Silence fell. He walked to her side. No fanfare, no theatrics, just presence. "I'm not here to threaten," Kola said, "just to announce that, effective immediately, those involved in Friday's incident are suspended pending full HR review." "You can't do that," Bibi shouted. Kola turned. "Miss Adebayo, I'm not a guest. I'm the majority stakeholder." Didi tried to grab her bag. Ifeoma held out her hand. "Leave the laptop. And the badge." Security arrived. One by one, the trio was escorted out. The office stood frozen. Ifeoma returned to her desk. No applause, no noise, just air that felt cleaner, and peace that felt earned.